Oh yeah, once you've had Rick Rack, you'll never go back. The ultimate motorcycle luggage rack solution. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords, guys. Go strapless with a Rick Rack quick attached luggage system and quality bag. Head over lawabidingbiker.com/store. Get hooked up now. Speaking of Oscar,
that's sweet.
We got to do a video still on yours. It's an easy video, but Shane over at Rick Rack reminds me that, you know, we did the videos on the Street Glide and the Road Glide and all that kind of stuff where it quick detaches to your luggage rack back there.
Yep.
A lot of guys forget that what an useful system for a Ultra like yours, because explain that, because it goes on the top and you get double your trunk space basically, and it comes off easy, right? Because you don't, the weight and all that. Explain that.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. When I put it on there, I was like, whoa, because when you bungee cord, like when we went to Sturgis, we were full. We bungee corded a big bag on top. And when you do that, that trunk is super heavy. So when you can just pop off the bag, set it down, open the trunk, you can just open the trunk and there's no weight pulling on the trunk. But when we bungee cord, it takes like 20 minutes to take all the bungee cords off, dump the bag on the ground, then re-bungee cord it. I can just, it's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got one for Oscar. And you need to talk to me about that after the podcast, because we need to get that hooked up.
Yeah,
we'll get a video on it. It's super easy. I mean, it
takes 5 minutes.
Yeah, guys, forget that that will come off in like 10 seconds. And
it locks, which is sweet too, because it comes off in 10 seconds. If you go in the restaurant, you don't want someone to come.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good point. It does have...
Steal it.
You can get locks. Of course, we just want to talk about that, guys. We're loving those systems, and I used it in my recent cross-country 12-state trip, 4,500 miles. Worked awesome, man. Getting to the hotel every day. All right, buddy. I think...
Pretty soon you're going to need a trailer.
Dude, tell me about it. I know, with film gear and all kinds of
crap,
dude.
yeah.
No frickin' a doubt, dude. All right. We have got an awesome episode for you guys, let me tell you. But I think we should start. What do you think? I think we should start with a comment.
Awesome.
It is awesome. And I have so many emails and comments from you guys, and we appreciate it so much. I get to them when I can, but this is I like this one. And you read it because it was in the show notes. So here we go. This is Harrison Ballsy. Is that how you say it? Ballsy. What a badass last name.
I think it's probably Balls, but...
Okay, Balls.
But either way.
I'm saying Ballsy. All right. It's reference a vlog I did, Law Abiding Biker Media Studio and Shop being erected. Yeah. So here is the comment that he wrote. All right. He says, well, I must say that I admire your tenacity. I can remember quite well when you first started out a few years ago. I did not know what to think. Here was a guy who wore his hat backwards and talked as fast as a Missouri auctioneer. In my mind's eye, you were targeting an audience that I was not a part of, so I just ignored you. You didn't appear as a threat to me, nor I to you. Life went on. Over the course of the next maybe 2 years or so, I began to watch a few of your videos and listen to your spiel, and came away with a little bit different idea about your law-abiding biker mantra. Somehow, in your earlier videos, I did not realize that you guys are actually real people who just happen to be cops. Slowly but surely, I began to connect the dots in my mind until about a year ago, I realized that you were, quote, the real thing, unquote. I began to actually look for your videos on YouTube and liked what I was seeing. Suddenly, I was looking at you guys as not just another, quote, garage band type of good old boys who are trying to raise gas and beer money for your yucks and grins. I believe you have now made the transition to a real bona fide business that just happens to appeal to bikers because, well, you're our bikers. In this case, you probably appeal much more to the touring bikers because of your age and what most of you guys ride. I very much applaud your vision for the future. I believe if you work hard and go slow, you will probably get there. I don't know where you are in your professional working career as far as retirement, but if you play your cards right, this could morph into something that would provide a living income in years to come. So keep your eye focused on the content of your videos. If you don't give the customers what they like, they vote with their feet. Currently, there is no shortage of how-to videos on the internet. Most are unprofessional. YouTube he's talking about. Most are unprofessional and are created by some gap-toothed hayseed who just got a video camera for his birthday or a smartphone, and now he thinks he's a YouTuber. It is a good thing that YouTube is free because most of us would not pay a penny if we actually had to pay for their crappy content. Some of us actually go to the internet to learn how to do something. That is where you seem to be filling the bill. Communication is everything in today's world. Without it, you don't stand a chance of succeeding at anything. You do communicate well. So keep it up and continue to stay focused. I like what I'm seeing. If I see something in your store I can't live without, I'll buy it. Keep in mind that I am an old man. I have been riding for 54 years now. I have everything I need to ride, but sometimes I see something that I want, quote, for my ride. My latest acquisition is a new Milwaukee 8. Like you once said, quote, this is a real panty dropper. Continued success. Panty dropper. Oh,
well said.
Well written
email.
Well
said, Harrison.
And I like that. And thank you for those we get a lot of those emails, and I only read them now and then just because I don't want to bore you guys every episode.
But I appreciate the honesty in that email.
Totally, dude.
Because that's what happens sometimes. You go, whatever, and then it pops up again. You're like, and then, hey. I mean, that's how it works.
You've seen it with the diesel stuff.
Yeah, I have.
The gap tooth. You see,
these guys are awesome.
It's funny for about the first video, and then as you get into those channels, you're like, okay, it's not funny anymore.
I watched one like a week ago, and I'm like, wow, this guy's taking a Sawzall to the front of his truck,
dude. Just there because he can.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh my!
Thanks, Harrison,
God, dude. Yeah,
like the honesty.
Thank you so much. Hey, Bikeaholics, Zero 3D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson motorcycle, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. These guys ride, support riders just like you. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out their full line of Zero. Check out our full line of Zero 3D products. Okay, we got something funny. We haven't even started the show.
No, isn't this the start?
It is.
It's whenever we want to start.
Because we can do whatever we want. How I change the format all the time, dude.
Merca.
Keeps people guessing.
Heck yes.
On the podcast. We don't just do everything the same, man, like some podcasts.
That's right. We're here. Here we're starting.
Keep it fresh. Apparently. Okay, so I want to give you guys, you'll enjoy this. That's right, running right now, walking the dog, you mowing your lawn, you driving professional truck drivers, driving cross country. That's right, you at your job right now. Anyways, this will be fun. So this was this is in the private patron only Facebook group. And try to become a member of that, guys, if you haven't, because this is the kind of fun stuff that goes on. And aside from all the technical advice and massive amount of help and experience in there, these are the fun times that we have. So who posted this? This was by Ricky Lee. Of course, that's Big Daddy Kane. If you see him in the private Facebook group, he goes by Ricky Lee currently. He's went by about 10 different names, but that's his current Facebook. All right, so it says, Harley-Davidson, and if let me just say up front, Oscar, if you're a millennial, this is just a joke. It's just for fun.
Sure.
Okay?
Sure.
It's just for fun. We have a lot of millennial listeners. They're very involved in the community, and there's a lot of millennial Harley riders out there. So, but it is fun. Harley-Davidson and many others are closing many of its plants due to declined sales. Apparently, the baby boomers all have motorcycles, and Generation X is only buying a very few. And the next generation, the millennial pant load instant gratification hood rats, aren't buying any at all. A recent study was conducted to find out why. This was an official study. Here are the
yeah, it looks like
it's official. Here are the reasons why millennials don't ride motorcycles and why sales are down. And we'll go back and forth. You start with number one. You guys get ready to roll.
Their pants won't pull up far enough for them to straddle the seat. That is the number one.
Nice.
Number one.
Number two. Can't get their phone to their ear with a helmet on.
Oh, number three. Can't use two hands to eat while driving.
Number four. They don't get a trophy and a recognition plaque just for buying a Harley.
Number five, don't have enough muscle to hold the bike up when stopped. Good point. Because skinny jeans, if you have big legs and muscle and skinny jeans,
they
don't work. They do not work.
Number six, might have a bug hit them in the face, and then they would need emergency care.
Number seven, motorcycles don't have air conditioning.
Boom. Number 8. They can't afford one because they spent 12 years in college trying to get a degree in humanities, social studies, or gender studies for which no jobs are available.
Number 9.
That was a good one.
They are allergic to fresh air. That's right. Everyone's allergic.
Number 10, their pajamas get caught and melt on the exhaust pipes.
Number 11, they might get their hands dirty checking the oil.
Number 12, the handlebars have buttons and levers and cannot be controlled by touch screen.
That should be number 1.
That should be number 1, no doubt, dude.
Number 13, you have to shift manually and use something called a clutch.
Oh my goodness. Number 14, it's too hard to take selfies while riding.
Number 15, they don't come with training wheels like their bicycles did.
Oh, 16, motorcycles don't have power steering or power brakes.
17, their nose ring interferes with the face shield.
Good point.
That's
18, they would have to use leg muscle to back up.
Oh, that goes back to the skinny jeans.
Correct. Oh, yeah, right on, dude.
Number 19, when they stop, a light breeze might blow exhaust in their face.
Oh, my goodness.
Yikes.
Number 20, it could rain on them and expose them to non-soft water.
That should be number 2.
No, that one's funny shit right there, dude.
Number 21, it might scare their therapy dog and the dog would need therapy.
Oh, my God, dude. There you go. Those are the 21 reasons right there, guys.
Total official study, right?
Total
official.
Yeah, why millennials don't ride motorcycles and why sales are down. And let me tell you, if you're a millennial listening, we know you're out there. We're just teasing, and it's all just in good fun. We could find one of those just as well for our generation.
You know, I'm sure someone in the generation before us said this. A lot of this crap about us.
Totally, dude. Totally. All right. Good times, dude. Very, very good times. Hey, Bikeaholics and listeners alike, the show is still going strong because of a lot of hard work and your support, of course. Thanks to all those loyal listeners and true friends of the show that have supported us or are supporting us. For less than a coffee a month, you can help support us too and put a little fuel in the law-abiding biker gas tank to make sure this show keeps moving on down the road. So, calling all law-abiding bikers, head over to our Patreon page and take action today. You can do so at lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Oh, did I mention there's benefits too? From all your friends at lawabidingbiker.com, we appreciate each and every one of you. God bless and ride safe. Here we are. I told you, always changing it up.
Are we starting now?
It depends.
Oh, yeah. It's all about perception.
It is. I don't know. I think we did start. But welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the
99%.
large and in charge of the motorcycle scene. That's right. Us law-abiding bikers more than any time in history. That's right. By listening to this show, you are part of what we call hashtag biker revolution.
Oh, throwing in the hashtag.
That's right.
Ow.
That's for the millennials.
Oh, yeah, they'll understand that.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Before we get started, we do have just one question for you. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Mount up. Let us
take you on a wild-ass ride.
That's right.
Hey, I got all my lines right this time.
You did, dude. Nice. Ryan Erlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast, and your
high-tech redneck.
There you go, of course. Oscar, happy to have him. Never going to get old. Happy to have him in the studio. Thanks for being here.
Makes me laugh every time I hear that.
It does. Song. It's just, it's never going to go away, dude. It's never going to go away. So, got an exciting show for you guys. I hope you liked the stuff up front we did. Had some good times. We're going to handle a voicemail here on Ultra Limited Cooling Fans not going on. And then we are going to roll into, it looks like we've got an email about changing plugs that Oscar's going to happen. And then our main, Oscar's going to handle, I should say. And then our main topic today is the new 2019 Harley-Davidson models. A first look, is it a junk or gem? Is it a serious failure? Are they going in the right direction? We're going to talk a little bit about that, but more we're going to focus on the actual models because me and Matt Pass from California, you'll hear it. I'm not sure if it'll come out in podcast format. We did it live, so a lot of the patrons already heard it and saw it live, but we did one on that whole thing about the direction and marketing and are they losing core customer stuff. We may accidentally get into it a little bit today, but that's not because we spent an hour and a half doing that. And again, I don't know if it will air to the regular listeners, the non-patrons. I don't know if it'll air prior to this or after. It depends.
Are you saying we might get off track?
It's it's likely.
Oh yeah, because that never happened.
The indicator of that would be the beginning of the show.
When we forgot to start and started anyway.
When we just started, yeah. No, I love changing up on you guys because it keeps it fresh, I hope, and you never know how we're going to
That's fun
do
that
it.
way.
And when our opener is going to be, when it's not, what we're going to start with. I'm just that kind of guy. I'm kind of ADD, so it keeps it fresh for me too, so it's not the same every time. All right, so let's just handle this, Oscar. This is a good voicemail. It's very easy to answer, I think, in my opinion.
Sure.
I have a 2015 Ultra Limited. The cooling fans do not come on as they used to. I can manually turn them on, but even in 90-plus temperatures, they do not come on their own. Heat warning light does not come on, but at stops, one cylinder does cut out, which it never used to do when the fans were running. System is full of coolant. What should I check and how do I check it? Leaving for a 2,000-mile trip in 4 days. Thanks so much.
So, interesting enough, we do save your voicemails. Believe it or not, guys, we just can't get to them all, but I save them, and they're good questions. And obviously, we answered him via email.
Right.
We took care of him via email, or I did, on that one, and I gave my opinion. But we also like playing them later. This was, believe it or not, from November. It's 2018. It's at the time of recording, it's August 2018. This was from November 2017.
Wow.
But I do save them. And so there you go, guys. And we try to get them on the show because hopefully it's helpful to some of you. So, Oscar, is that something? I have my answer. I don't know if you saw it in the show notes, but...
what'd you come up with?
So...
I read through some of it, but...
Oh, I didn't even put it... no, I didn't put the response, but I told him the first thing, if it were my bike, the number one thing I would check is a thermostat, because if his cooling fans aren't going on, it tells me that the thermostat... Does that make sense? Doesn't it tell the cooling fans when to activate and when not, or am I way off track on that? I can't remember my email response to him, but I'm just pulling it up right now and trying to remember.
That's funny because... that's one area I really haven't delved into much. Do they have a traditional
car?
But a car thermostat opens and closes the flow of coolant to the motor.
Okay, you're right. You're right. And okay, you're right. But so the only thing that would activate the fans is a temperature sensor.
Engine
that's
temperature
my bad.
sensor. Yes,
totally
right.
my bad.
Engine coolant temperature sensor.
Right. You're right. I don't know where I was going, and it's been so long I don't remember what I emailed him. But so yeah. So say that again.
So there's got to be some kind of engine, like in my truck, in your car, there's most of the time it's measured by the engine coolant temperature, not the engine block itself, because it's different in different places. So they measure the engine coolant temperature probably coming into the radiator.
Right out of the
motor.
hottest
point. Yes.
Right.
So then as it gets into the radiator, the thermostat opens and sends coolant in, and at a certain temperature, it'll kick the fan on.
Good call.
And then the newer vehicles run the fan at speeds that it needs to be. So my guess is there's an engine coolant temperature, and he said it wasn't coming on, or the light wasn't coming on, which would suggest
cooling fans not going on by themselves, even in hot temperatures.
But he said
he can manually turn them on.
He said the engine heat light, like it's getting too hot, like your car has an overheat light, wasn't coming on as well. So that's probably what it is.
Yep. And I would just, if I were you, because the dealership has computers, I don't always take my bike to the dealership, but that would be something before you change the sensor. Just take it. They'll be able to plug it in right to the what do they call that proprietary software where digital technician? They can plug that in and they'll be able to see when's that kicking on and when it's not. Yeah, good question. I haven't spent a lot of time with the liquid cooled like you, so good question on that. I don't have a lot of experience, but that would be just coming from other car background and stuff like you.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, I said thermostat. That's what I meant. The temperature sensor is what the thermostat allows coolant in. So yeah, and I'm looking. I do have my email there. I found it, so I told him the right thing. So good. All right, so real quick, new free video because it's important because we're putting out so much on the YouTube channel. If you guys aren't subscribed, get over there. Subscribe, lawabidingbiker.com/YouTube. That channel's blowing up, and I say that more now than ever with some of the videos I'm putting out. Crazy over there. So even though we're on the podcast, we only tell you about a few of the free videos we put out because I can't tell you every single one.
There's a ton.
Yeah, there's a ton.
Yeah.
So make sure you're subscribed. Hit that bell icon so you're notified. The bell icon will let you know and alert you when we come out and release new free videos. The new one I want to tell you about, been out a little bit a while now. It's a Harley branded Boom Audio Sena 20S EVO Bluetooth headset. It's a complete video on, if you get the WIM, the wireless headset interface module, so you can have wireless headset to your boombox. I tell you everything you need to know on how to set that up, use it, and configure it in the boombox menu. There you go. And that video is getting a lot of hits, along with, well, the recent one I did at the time of this podcast, which was the new 2019 models, which we're going to talk about right here. Let's do that. We got
your high-tech props in that video.
Which one's the paper? Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, the paper and the writing on your hands.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't...
The writing on my palms, yeah, dude.
I have some insights into that whenever you're ready.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll just do it right now.
Because at the very end, I don't want to do a spoiler, but at the very end, in the top...
You can still see it on my hands?
Every now and then you'd flash it. And I'm like, no way, he's not doing that on purpose. But at certain points, I saw the sucker. And I'm like, he just said something that was not, not complimentary. It was kind of confrontational.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was but it was confrontational.
Totally.
And then the sucker flash. I'm like, and then a couple of times you did like just a little. Then I'm like, no way. Did you do that on purpose? No way. You did not do it. I was watching your face. I'm like,
but I know what you're talking about, because in post edit I saw it and it actually worked out really well.
It did.
And so that's funny that you said that. I was like, some people are going to think I'm doing that.
It wasn't
on purpose,
obvious.
and I'll leave it that way.
It was subtle, but you could see it. All of a sudden your hands are moving around. Then that was awesome. That was funny.
And I will put that video, because it has, like, at the time of this, like 700 comments, over 65,000 views. It's been out only 6 days. Absolutely blowing up. And I will put that in the show notes, lawabidingbiker.com/, and whatever episode number this will end up being. All right.
Mm-hmm. Which one you want to do? The top three? Up there?
Yeah, we can do that. Hang on a second. All right. We're going to thank the following people. They're our beloved patrons, and they're sponsors of this show.
Eric Baird, location unknown. Barry Darnell, also of location unknown. Andrew Holman of Howell, Michigan. Thanks, gents.
Dean Arnold of Tampa Palms, Florida. Mickey Chamberlain of Pilot Mountain, North Carolina. Sean O'Brien of Kingston, New York.
Carl Gamble, Deer Park, Texas. Andrew Larson of Hamilton, Montana. And Andrew was a top tier.
You want to finish?
Yeah. I forgot. Jeff Kirby of Abbotsford, BC, international. We love our international peeps.
Very, very nice. All right, lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. That's right. Pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you, because you can put a monthly cap on it so you can stay within that family budget. We certainly understand that there are benefits for signing up. You get t-shirts and stickers, access to the private Facebook group where we can get to know you better, and all top tier get access to our premium videos up on request. And we thank you so very much. All right, let's do this. Email. That's right. Email.
Those are cool.
Chris of Willard, Missouri emails us and says, just did my very first oil change thanks to your video. Glad I purchased it. I will definitely be purchasing the handlebar video soon once I decide which bars to go with. Hoping to sit on a few different bikes this month, and bikes, blues, and barbecue. What about spark plugs? I have read some. This is where... Okay. All right, let me finish this. I have heard some say that they change them every oil change. What do you think? And don't think I'm laughing. That's actually a very good question, Chris. And the reason I laugh is because that's the kind of information that is in these very, very, very sketchy Harley-Davidson forums online, which is why we got away from those years ago. I did. And those are the kinds of questions you can ask right in the private Facebook group, and you will get answers from 20, 30 different guys that have been riding and working on Harleys for many, many years in our private Facebook group, which is just an awesome forum and resource.
Unlike the forums in the private Facebook page, you don't get BS. Dudes are like, hey, I don't know.
I'm zone.
Yeah, I'm interested. I don't know. They won't fill your head full of some crap like this.
Correct.
Speculating because of some theory they heard or whatever. So the information you get straight up
from guys that have done it, used it, and there'd be a real name on there and a face, and it's a troll-free zone because we wouldn't allow it in there. People are paying to be in there.
Right.
So it's clean, and it's nothing but bikers helping bikers. So
it's awesome.
Do you want to answer this? And then I can because I'm due for plugs on mine.
You know, so
I have them sitting out there on the lift.
Well, that's funny because I don't remember what episode it was now, but we talked about plugs and we bought those Iridium ones. So the answer is no.
Well, you're right. We did a long time ago. I forgot.
Long time ago. And we said, hey, what the hell? Harley says 20K with their
30K on my 14.
Okay, so I think mine was 20 on the regular
they
old
changed it.
Harley plugs. Well, we ended up buying the NGK Iridiums. And so before I got the show notes that day, in that morning, I went out and checked my plugs. They look beautiful.
Nice.
And I gapped them. The gap's great. They're like, what are we at? An 18? Well, you got a little more than I do, but I'm at like 17,000 or something.
Yeah. On what?
On one set of plugs.
On one set of plugs. Oh, yeah, you should. And so, Chris of Willard, Missouri, the answer is nope. Please don't change them you don't need to. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of your time. In fact, Harley-Davidson, for my 2014, look in your owner's manual. It varies from year to year, but it seems like some of the little bit older bikes, they wanted it at 20K. Now the 14s and Rushmores and on, and I'm not sure about the Milwaukee 8, but I'm at 30,000. And the book specifically says you don't even need to touch them until 30,000. And quite honestly, our police bikes, we've gone longer than that. You
probably never do.
It's just, plugs are not as technical to me as some people think. Gap them, put them in. Yeah, if replace them what your service manual says, that's fine. But if you waited to 35 or 40,000, I guarantee if I wanted to do an experiment, I could run those another 20 easy. Especially if you brushed them and gapped them a little bit.
Mine are like a nice light tan. The electrode's still there. It's visible. It looks good. So yeah, if you go with the straight up 6R12s, I think they probably are the same in the M8s. Then they're good for 20,000. If you go like we did with an Iridium plug, probably go 40 or 50.
I remember that episode now. Yeah, an Iridium plug. See, I just went down because I'm going to turn on that bike. I'm going to turn 30,000 I'm actually at 35,000 right now. Sorry. And they're overdue, but I've got them sitting on the lift because I want to do a little video on it.
Yeah. Which ones did you buy?
Just the Harley.
The Harley 6R12s or whatever. Right?
Yep. 6R12s, whatever they're selling. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, you don't do your plugs. Do them once every 20 to a million miles. And if your plugs get bad enough, you'll really know because your fuel economy and power will take a huge dump. You'll get some backfiring potentially or whatever. So they're not one of those things where if you replace them, it makes your bike better. It doesn't. They wear out eventually, but
you would know when they started wearing out, by the way.
Yep.
Like you say.
You'll know. So don't worry about it, but just do 20 to 30,000. And then if you use a more expensive Platinum or Iridium or whatever, you could probably go a little longer.
And in the meantime, ride it like you freaking stole it.
2 plugs are like a tank of gas.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Might as well take that money and ride it.
I honestly, if I didn't, just because I run this podcast on the channel, I'm putting them in because it's time. It says it's overdue.
Sure.
But honestly, if I wasn't, I'd let them go a while longer.
Well, you know what?
I wouldn't be in a hurry to replace them.
I'll do that for the both of us then.
Nice.
I'll go a while longer.
Yeah. See what you can get out of them. That's actually good. Yeah. That would be, please do. Run them till they start failing, dude. That would be awesome.
It's probably going to be a long time.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I guarantee. Yeah. It would be a long time.
You know what I'll do is I'll go buy a set and I'll just compare the electrodes and see what they look like.
Oh yeah. Right.
And if the electrodes still look good, I'll just leave them.
There you go.
That's what
and
we'll
have them in your saddlebag, Yeah, exactly, dude. Nice. All right. So with all that said, let's dive right into our main topic. We're getting to our main topic after
motorcycles.
But we're
going to talk about motorcycles.
I know. But that was some good stuff up front. Good voicemail, good email, and all that kind of stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy that because a lot of times the episodes are so packed. I just have to. We have them in the show notes, but I pass them because I'm like, this show's going to go way too long.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So main topic, the new 2019 Harley-Davidson models. The first look, is this a serious failure? And again, that was the title of my video. And you can see a lot more visuals in that video if you go to the YouTube channel, or it will be in the show notes.
That video was you know what? If I was a first time or just getting into it, that's a great video.
Thank you.
Because you kind of covered what we want to know is here's a quick look at the bike, some basic stuff, and here's the price.
Here's an overview. Here's the price.
Yeah,
I kind of skipped over, because that video could end up being an hour and a half if you went into every single bike. A lot of them are the same.
You're right.
So I kind of went into what's new and hit on the highlights. It's still a 21-minute video, but man, the interaction on that is absolutely blowing my mind as our channel grows exponentially. It's insane.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep
video.
up. Well, thank you, Oscar.
You're welcome.
It means a lot coming from you.
Oh, good. You want a hug later or something?
Yeah, let's start. Why don't you talk about these and I'll jump in. We're just going to roll through the Harley site here. And like I said, a lot of visuals on the video. Or if you're not driving and you're doing something else, you could certainly open up the Harley-Davidson site. As we go through these, we're going to talk about them. And you can scroll down with us. You just go to Harley-Davidson, go to the upper left-hand corner and hit motorcycles. And then their whole line of motorcycles goes on down the line. So we're going to start with the Harley-Davidson Street. You want to talk about any of these, buddy?
The Street, well, I mean, I'd more like the concept, which is kind of cool. I would own one if I was a commuter, like an urban commuter.
Totally, dude. And they've been around. We actually did a video several years ago when that bike first came out. And yeah, it's a fun little bike. And I think, let's see, right here, Oscar, I have some extra notes.
Ooh.
Let's see, Harley lineup. Yeah, Street Series. So I'll bring these up too. You didn't see these. These were the notes from when I made the video. I make notes so I can go, when I'm in front of the camera.
Yeah, those aren't a 50, they're not a 45 degree V-twin. Are they a 51?
Ooh.
I can't remember.
Good question.
I mean, not that it really matters because it's a new motor, but I remember your comment about the radiator. I'm like, it's a radiator.
I know.
Where are they going to put it?
What comment about the
big, it's
I'm
a
not
huge
a fan,
radiator.
and
Yeah,
that's what I want to talk about.
Yep.
So these are good, like Oscar says, they're an entry level bike. They are definitely going after, a specific demographic there. This is something that not us here will probably ever own because doesn't meet our needs. It's not a touring bike, but it does come in. So you're talking, yeah. And so the radiator, back on that point, yeah, the comment I made in the video, and it's just in my opinion, I'm not happy about radiators on the front of bikes. I just think, and I know, other manufacturers, it is.
Yeah.
And I get it. There's not a lot of places to put them, but at least Harley, which I appreciate, has done a good job with their touring series, at least, of trying to hide it up in the lower fairings. And they could have just slapped a big radiator on the front of a Street Glide and an Ultra. They could have very easily do it.
They would run into a lot of what you're talking about right now. People wouldn't like that.
Correct. Right. And so I appreciate it. But on these bikes, they did it. And that's just, again, just an opinion of me.
But these are practical bikes.
I get it. And there's a market for them. It's just not for me.
Right. I would totally have one if I was an urban commuter, or even if I was an urban commuter, but I lived in more of an urban area where I wanted quick, cheap transportation. It's still a Harley.
Which is what we open with millennials. That's the demographic they're going after with a lot of these guys, is the entry-level rider at those price points. That's definitely what they're going for. So the Street 500, which goes with the CC, is $7,000. So it's Street 500. It's a 500cc. The Street 750 CC Revolution X engine coming in at a baseline. All the prices we're giving you are baselines because you can add, especially when we get up into the soft tails and the touring and all that kind of stuff. That's just, you never get out of there with the base price. And then the Street Rod, which is $8,700. Now, they say the Street Rod, the motor red lines with that Revolution X red lines at 9,000 RPM, has 40 degrees of traffic weaving lean angle, high output. Revolution X features a dual throttle body, cylinder heads, enhanced intake ports and cams, and compression ratio that delivers 18% more torque than the Harley Street 750. Perfect for riding through that urban jungle.
Amen.
Oh,
amen.
All right. So, and I did note that there are some cool colors and customizations. I'm not usually a fan of yellow, but they have a badass yellow with black paint scheme that everybody should take a look at. It's pretty cool. So that's it. Is there anything else things to say? I mean, that's a affordable bike all the way down, starting at $6,800. Definitely
good price.
And we know, again, without getting into that, which market they're going after there, but nothing wrong with that bike. If you want to get on a Harley-Davidson, I highly recommend that bike. It was fun the short time that I rode it. And that Street Rod's pretty cool looking too.
It is, right? Yeah, I like that. Look at that. It's almost cafe racer style.
Yeah, totally, man. Totally. All right, let's move right on to the Sportster lineup. Do you want to talk about this, Oscar?
No.
Why not? Here's some additional notes for you.
I don't understand.
Let me start. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I get the Sportster versus the big twins, but if they're going to introduce the street models, which they have, it's a weird. It seems like they're trying to kick out the Sportster.
You think so?
Well, I get that.
Look
because
how many models of the Sportster? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Sportster
I get that,
models.
But if you look at them, they're all basically the same, except for a couple. Well, what is the? I get the 51 degree V twin. Like my BMW is a 1200 Boxer twin.
Okay,
it's a twin cylinder
work bike.
My work bike, just like the Harley. But it revs.
It's a what?
It's a
Your work
it's a
bike.
Boxer twin. Yeah,
Boxer twin.
It's a Boxer twin.
What does that mean?
It means it's horizontally opposed.
Oh yeah, right.
It's not a V,
right,
in any shape.
They're horizontal and the cylinders are facing each other, right? Or they go out.
They go out.
Yeah, they go out because duh.
Right to left, and then
right,
and the crank's in the middle.
Crank,
right.
Yeah.
So it produces like 125 horse at 9,000 RPMs. So I get the big twins and I get the street. I see the relevance of the Sportster losing favor.
Really?
Because
see, I disagree, but go.
Well, if I couldn't get on a full size Harley, right? Because my Beamer's like 670 in weight, 670 pounds, and my Harley sitting outside's like 850. So the Sportster falls somewhere in between, but I'm not getting the power of the huge big twin.
No, but you're getting a way lower price point.
But not compared to the street models. I don't know. I guess I'm looking at this. I was thinking about this, and I'm like, really? I'd kick out the Sportsters. The street line would probably be where I would go. The
really?
big twin on one side and the street line on the other. Absolutely. It boggles my mind.
I guess the Revolution X motor is just it's just I can't get into the specifics on that, but do you know anything about it besides what I
haven't really learned? No, I didn't get into the specs of it.
Well, here's my disagreement with you on that. And I get your points, good points. If I had $8,000 or let's just say $10,000. All right. And I am brand new and I'm like, I want to ride a Harley. I like Harleys. I want to get into this game. I would completely skip the Street Series for me. The reason is not that they're bad bikes. The Sportsters are more of a traditional Harley. They've been around so very long. They're kind of a staple of Harley-Davidson. And when I'm talking $10,000, you're looking at the street rod for the Street Series coming in at $8,700. Mm-hmm. I got $10,000 spent, Oscar, here. I got $10,000. All right. I moved down and I'm starting to look at things that look more like Harley-Davidson motorcycles, the traditional motors and the traditional look. I don't have a radiator on the front. And I can still get into a super low right here, Sportster for $8,700. I can even move to the Iron 883 for $9,000. I can even move to the Iron 1200. That's coming in right at $10,000. The 1200 Custom coming in at $11,000. So now I'm over my budget, and then the 48 moves up, the 48 Special and the Roadster. But
what advantage do you get out of other than the traditional look?
Right. I'll tell you.
You and I sometimes argue about the traditional
thing.
But what do you get out of the Sportster
I get the ability. I have an answer for you.
Okay.
And I think you'll understand.
All right.
The streets haven't been out that long.
No,
and they're
right.
kind of a turnkey bike.
Sure. Yes.
It is what it is.
It is. That's true.
And with a Sportster, they have been out so long. The aftermarket parts world for Sportsters is unfucking believable. You can customize Sportsters to the hilt, and guys do it all the time. And because of that reason and the availability, I don't think there's just a lot being made for the street. It's not that popular. But Sportsters, like I say, have been around so long. Every company, all your big aftermarket motorcycle companies. I mean, you can do. The sky's the limit what you can do on one of those Sportsters and not have a problem of finding parts.
But let's
my opinion.
Look at it practically. Okay, so I understand. I do. Okay, I see that. That's just a function of time at this point and demand.
Right.
Because the Sportster's got a 30-year head start or 40-year head start on the street.
True that.
But practically, what do we see practically with the Sportster line? And because you guys talked about marketing stuff, what do we see? What happens to Sportsters?
Nothing.
They are a quick
entry level bike,
and people start on them and immediately go to the big twin. So what we have
you think so?
I do. I see very few people stay in Sportsters.
You're right.
There's very few.
At some point, you're right.
So if what Harley
But they're a commuter bike too, technically. What does the Street have over the Sportster? A radiator? I mean, seriously, if you live in Seattle right now,
so weight to power ratio. So
okay, good.
So I'm riding the BMW around, right, and it's 200 and some odd pounds lighter than my Harley
for the work bike, right?
For the work bike,
off duty Harley, on duty you ride a Beamer.
The Beamer,
and the audience that doesn't know, yes.
On the Beamer, right, when we're doing motor stuff, we're doing a lot more technical stuff on the road. We're turning in places and stuff like that. So the weight as a urban commuter bike or someone who's going to go with a Sportster because the big twin is too big, the weight matters in that respect. So out of the street, you get a motor that produces more power at a more usable power band. That BMW power band is awesome for riding around, like when I come through yaks and stuff. So you get a bike that's going to run cooler in the heat of the summer when you're in town, that produces more usable power throughout the RPM band than the Sportster does with a little bit less vibration. So I'm like,
dude, good points. I like this. See, that's why I love having you on here, because you bring up points that I don't think about. So you're thinking it's more bang for your buck if you're going to get a commuter bike
to go with the
especially
streets.
If you're not into customizing. But you could, trust me, you can customize any bike.
Yeah, and
you
eventually
just have to make some mods,
Sure. Eventually there'll be stuff for the if these things take off, like Harley's putting the money into them, they'll eventually take off. But the Sportster, practically, how many people do we know? I know a lot of people that ride. I don't know a single one of them that's ever stayed on a Sportster because they're small.
You're right.
They vibrate. They're okay, but
there are a lot of Sportsters sitting around in people's garages, and they say they have a Harley.
Yeah.
And they come out and they go to the coffee shop, twice a year on a nice Saturday.
And they
Sunday
never
morning.
sound like the big twins. So you don't get a lot of people like that Harley.
But no, yeah, go. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I see where
they
see
sound
the
nice.
They do. They sound pretty, and they look cool. Some of them
cool.
you can make really look cool.
That's what I'm saying. And there's a market for them. I only think because, piggybacking off what you just said, is they're an entry-level bike and not a lot of people stay on them.
Right.
But it gets people on them. So they're still selling them. And then people move up to them and sell them. So, I'm just saying,
see why Harley
if I
keeps
have 10,000,
right,
that's what I'm going to get. I'll ride it for a year, 2 years. And then all of a sudden, I know that I rode a trip, on it, and my knees locked up and my back hurts. And you're like, okay, I want to get into touring. I want to ride longer distance. And so now I have experience.
I go to
with a lighter
twin.
bike. I'm going to go to the big V twin, jump up to the touring series. Great conversation, stuff that I didn't, I can't do that on the video because it would last forever. So
forever and ever. So that's cool.
You bring up some really good points, Oscar, about
Thanks, buddy.
the power band, and that kind of changes my opinion a little bit. If I was just going to use it for commuting and not get into customization too much, and again, like you say, parts are going to be out, but yeah, if I was in Seattle and I just needed to get back and forth to work and I was a millennial and I only had X amount of dollars to spend, maybe I would go with the Street. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I've ridden both. Yeah.
If you look at the advent of tiny houses and all this stuff, what you're really seeing is practicality over leisure.
And people want cheap. They're right. People want stuff as the economy's good and there's a lot of competition out there and they want something cheap as they can to get into that and economical. And it brings up a point that, we could go down a rabbit hole about, we did with Matt Pass when I had him on, but that's what the episode was about.
Yeah, exactly.
About is Harley outpricing themselves? Is it becoming a luxury item instead
if you think about it, it's traditionally been a leisure, but I think motorcycles are now turning into a tool, right? A tool to get that makes your life better because it's cheaper to ride around, it's quicker, and you can park better.
Thus, speaking of these commuter bikes, is what we're going to call them at this point.
Commuter bikes, yes, exactly.
Yeah, you're right, dude. Because before, you got a Harley to relax and free your soul. And I think our generation, for the most part, that is, although a lot of us use them practically. I ride a bike for work every day and off duty. And even when I wasn't a motorcycle officer, I still rode to work. Mm-hmm. When I didn't have a take-home car, I rode my bike to work every day.
I think LD rides.
Yeah, LD does. So it's a practical thing for me and a touring. But for a lot of people, or a work thing and a relaxation thing.
Right.
But you're right, for a lot of Harley owners who own, touring models, they don't ride them to work every day. It's strictly I'm going to go on a couple trips a year and I'm going to ride on the weekends when I can. And it's a luxury to get out and get away. And it's not a necessity for them to get back and forth to work. Whereas for a lot of millennials, especially in the big cities and even non-millennials, Harley's never really had the line before where, if you were going to commute in town, you would just go get a Honda or some little Honda or something. And now Hardy's got something available that would replace Honda.
Yes,
again.
Exactly.
Wow, we could go down a whole rabbit hole there with, that kind of stuff, but it's fun to talk about. So
yeah, right.
We talked about the models, nothing other than they are what they are. We move all the way up. We talked about the Iron 1200 coming in at 10, and then the 1200 Custom 11. 48 comes in at 11.3, 48 Special 11.3, and Roadster 11.3. So kind of your top of the line Sportster there. And, they are fun. They do look good. And we should move on from that and move right into the Softails. If you want to talk about the Softail line.
No more Dynas. No more Dynas.
Oh,
that's
dude.
so sad. That was the staple bike, dude, the lowrider, but whatever.
I know, dude, just died.
Or not. What was the original Dyna?
Just the Dyna lowrider? Or?
I think it was the lowrider. Yeah.
Was it?
I think that was the original one.
And then I had a Dyna Wag Glide 2005.
That blue one?
Oh, it's still running around town, dude. Love that bike. Dude, I had that thing tricked out.
Yeah, it was a nice bike.
I really wish I still had that bike. Yeah. I should offer that guy to buy it back, dude. I don't have,
just for nostalgic purposes.
I know, dude, because it just was so, I have so many memories. That was when I really, that was my first bike that I really, really customized and really got into, taking things apart and really,
going to it,
putting shit on,
And I remember the thing I remember distinctly about that bike is that terrible mustache you had that went with it.
Oh, dude,
pow,
nice, dude.
Pow,
good memory, dude. Oscar straight up trying to trash me, dude. Trying to frickin' trash me. Oh yeah, dude. Oh my god.
Stash was tight, bro.
No. Hey, bikeaholics, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Zero 3D has just what you're looking for. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Zero 3D's got your back with chrome and black, lighting, and comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for an easy installation that equals less time installing, more time riding. You know how we like that? Zero 3D has a design team with over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. These guys are bikers. That's right. They care about bikers just like you. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them via email, sales@zero3d.com, or give them a call, 715-808-0027. Zero 3D is distributed in the U.S. by Drag Specialty, in Europe by Parts Europe and Zodiac, and in Asia by Twin Art. Check at your local Harley dealership. Ask for Zero parts. Better yet, help support us right here. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero 3D products. There you go. Moving right into our beloved Softail line, because we got a little bit to talk about here. Let me pull this up. Authentic heritage and custom soul meet modern edge and technology for a ride unlike anything you've ever felt before is what Hardy says.
Ooh.
We'll let you decide. What do you want to talk about on these, dude? We can talk about prices. There's not a whole bunch with the Softail line as far as, crazy. Well, there is, but we're going to, that's last.
Did they make
we can't talk about
that
this.
Thing is badass.
We can't, no, we're not there yet. So
but is the lowrider, did they make it the lowrider was originally a Dyna. Is it now a Softail?
Yeah, I guess it's a lowrider Softail. You're right.
That's when I saw it up there. I'm like, wait a minute.
It's a different lowrider because it's a Softail frame, but yeah, good call.
That's cool.
Killed off Dyna, but
yeah, I like a lot of the Softails. I really like the Street Bob and the Fat Bob. Those are two of my favorite. And the 107 should be the staple motor. Should be awesome on those bikes.
The Milwaukee 8.
Yes.
Yeah, the 107 Milwaukee 8.
Yep.
Yeah, they. I was down at the dealership, and one of our friend mechanics, he is like, that Street Bob. He goes, it's bad ass to ride. He goes, that's the bike you should ride if you want. Because I showed him this new one.
Yes.
And he was like, it's okay. He goes, this one right here. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Different opinions. He said the Street Bob. So coming in at about 14.5. Now they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Softail models. So this clearly is a family that they are not skimping on.
Well, some of the best bikes have been Softails.
They really have.
I mean, the Heritage and the Fat Boy.
Yep.
I mean, those are two of the biggest classic Harley bikes besides the Road King.
The Fat Boy has been around for so very long.
Ever.
The Heritage Classic has been around, right?
It was one of the original touring bikes. I mean,
The funny thing is, as many people as we ride with, you don't see a ton of them.
No.
But they aren't killing it off. But I do see them as we're riding around on our trips. You'll see them, but not that many. But clearly, the Softail line, just absolutely staple line. But as was the Dyna that they killed off for Harley.
Yeah, true.
But it looks like they've killed off the Dynas and beefed up the Softails.
Yeah, right. I see a lot of street bobs and a lot of fat bobs running around.
You do.
Yes. In town, when I'm riding around town.
Right.
I don't, like on the open roads when we're out riding, I don't see a lot of, the touring bike thing is taken over.
Correct.
There's been so much advancement in touring bike technology. Because, the original, that Heritage Softail had kind of the taller bars and came with the
windshield,
bags,
right?
And the windshield.
And bags, leather bags, yeah.
So it was the original touring bike. And I remember a buddy of mine in college.
That's awesome, yeah.
That was his first Harley in 99. He custom ordered it with American flag paint job on the tank, Heritage Softail. That was the bike he dreamed of.
No shit.
And he was a little bit older than I was, so he was already working. But yeah, that was it. 1999.
Wow. That's cool, man.
Yeah, it was cool. I wonder if he still has it. I haven't talked to him in a while. But anyway, Softails. I like all the models. I really like the Street Bob, though. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah, I agree. The Street Bob.
Or except the one. I kind of want to test ride that one.
Which one? Oh, yeah. Oh,
wait, we gotta wait. We gotta wait.
You just hang the fuck on. Hold yourself back,
Oscar. Wait, go down a little bit.
So Street Bob 14.6, then the Lowrider, which I like the Lowrider. You could do a lot of cool stuff with that. Starting at 1550 Softail Slim, which I don't have a huge opinion on. It's all right. It's all right.
Sure.
16 coming in at 16. So I'm moving down. We're moving in to that. Now that Fat Bob.
That's cool looking, dude.
That was the one, not the Street Bob. It was I can't remember now what he said. Maybe it was the Street Bob. Maybe it was the Fat. No. Yeah, it was the Fat Bob because it has the fat front tire and all that shit on it, right?
Yeah, right.
It was the Fat Bob that he was talking about. That's the one he said. And look at that.
Yeah. Badass exhaust.
We need to come in and let's open that in a new tab. We need to actually check on this bike a little bit. I hope we're not going too long for you. You're good.
I know. I'm good.
It's a good subject.
We're way early, dude, so it's cool.
You're right. People don't mind. That's especially when we're talking about cool stuff.
They put a 114. Oh, yes, they put a 114 in it.
That's what I'm saying. And so they put I wonder if I had that. And see, I skipped over some of the stuff in the video just because it would have went too long.
Sure.
I put, the Street Bob. I actually put, wait, where's the Fat Bob?
It's down.
I did. You can get it in the 107 okay, so here, let's do this real quick. Let me do this to keep this organized. So what we're going to talk about here, guys, the following, and I did talk about this in my video, the following models from the Softail line come with the 107 CI motor only. Your Street Bob, your Softail Lowrider, Softail Slim, Softail Deluxe, and Sport Glide all come with the 107 CI. Now, the following Softail lineup comes with a 107 or 114 cubic inch Milwaukee 8 motor. It is your choice at time of purchase. That would be the Fat Bob, the Fat Boy, the Heritage Classic, and the Breakout. So
what they've done now is what kind of softened the CVO, because it used to be before, if you wanted the bigger motor, you had to buy a CVO. And now, I can get I don't want a CVO. I don't want all the fancy shit.
Right.
I want this badass bike with that badass motor. And
kind of like
there you have.
And they did it a little bit with the special models. They were starting.
Yeah, right. Yes.
So we're looking out the window into the shop from the studio here, looking at the 2016 Dyna Lowrider S that we still have on hand to do some projects. That's exactly it. It's not a CVO model.
It's not?
No.
Oh, so there you go.
A lot of people think it's a special. They did for a couple of years. They did. Now they still do the special models on the Street Glide, the Road Glide, but some of the years they did that. That's a very, very specific Dyna Lowrider S. It is not a CVO model.
Oh, I thought it was a CVO.
It's got the 110 Screaming Eagle.
Right.
I know. Isn't that funny?
That's awesome though. Why not do it that way? The CVOs, like if I had my choice, I would not put chrome fork guards or whatever. I just wouldn't. I'd spend that money. I want the motor and maybe, I don't know.
Totally, dude.
The shocks or something. And now, here we go.
Finally. And I've always said that about CVOs. And if you get a CVO out there, more power to you. I will never probably buy, mark my words, I will never buy a CVO. The reason is they can be a lot more difficult to work on. They don't follow all the manuals.
Right.
We get questions all the time because people want to install bars and do this. They want to put radio systems. And it is so different. And a lot of the stuff that Custom Vehicle Operations does in there is not documented.
Right.
And there's different wires and stuff, different places. And it just makes a lot of stuff confusing. I would rather, like Oscar says, it softened the CVO. I like how you said that. It softened the CVO line now that you can get these 114s. I would rather buy the motor. I will put my own shit to make it my own CVO.
Right. Exactly.
I don't need Harley telling me that I need this and that. I will put all mismatched shit and I will make it a badass bike and I will do it cheaper.
Yeah.
And
right.
it'll look better.
Right. Exactly.
That's just my opinion. If you're a CVO guy, well, more power to you. I'm not knocking you. Everybody's got their thing, but
that's badass.
I would rather choose the shit I put on it, isn't it though?
Yeah.
We're looking up on the screen for you and listening at the Fat Bob, right? So
yes, Fat Bob.
It's definitely starting to move towards that. It's in between a Harley and a street bike, and it's got square front headlights. This is the one he was talking about that we need to ride. He goes, it is badass. And even with the fat tires, it's got sports bike exhaust. I'll just say it.
It looks like it, yes.
But it looks badass on a Harley.
It really does.
I don't know why. Because I'm so used to traditional, but I appreciate it. I would ride that thing and be proud to ride that Fat Bob, dude.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
God, that'd be a fun bike to get in.
See, I
want
to buy an adventure bike, but now I didn't really pay attention to that one. Now that I see it, I'm like,
isn't it funny when you start looking through these?
That thing looks awesome.
And I didn't pay it much attention in my video. I kind of glossed over it just because, like I said, we had so much to do, but that's why the podcast is fun, because we can actually break down and I can get a little more involved in this. I kind of passed that over. The Fat Bob guys, you got to take a peek at it when you get a chance.
Totally. That is.
If you're driving, don't do it right now. Pull the hell over and then look at it.
Hey, see how much it weighs.
Let's see.
Because that's a big motor.
We will go to specs and pricing. So it's a 653 pounds weight as shipped. 107 foot-pounds of torque. Yep.
Jeez. Hold on. I'm gonna look at some volume here real quick because I want to know.
What do you want to know? I can look it up right here, dude.
What is the cubic centimeter size of that motor?
It's a 107.
No, it's not 114. Is it
you can get it in the 107 or 114.
But what is the, I don't have this.
Here's all your specs.
But it won't tell you what the CCs are.
Oh, yeah. That's always hard to find because they don't directly correlate it, do they?
Well, yeah. I mean, like ours is a 1690.
Right, I know. And that's always hard information to find. I always have to really dig for it. Stroke. 1746 cc. They actually did it. 107. So the 107 is 1746.
So it's got to be a 2000. That must be it. The 2000.
And they don't have it for the 114. How do you pick? I don't know how to pick the model I want, dude. Let's go back because it shows a picture up top here with the 114, but paint options, no. Style and features, customization. Yeah, I don't know.
So it's got to be close to 1900 or something. Holy shit! Go down.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Down. Oh.
That's a badass paint job, dude.
Wow.
So that is
impressive.
And they've got a new line of customization parts, and I can't remember what the new line is called.
Holy shit. That, and it's got forward control. That is totally badass.
So this bike is all customized out. I mean, you could spend so much on it's got a badass paint job. I mean, it's got gold pipes, gold
valve covers. Jeez. Oh,
that makes it's got black pipes and black mufflers and gold. Get on the site, guys, and just scroll down.
Dude,
you'll see what we're talking about.
You need to close that now, please.
I know.
Close it.
That's the kind of stuff that makes you just want to go, buy one, dude.
Yeah.
Let's compare and see, and then we'll move on. So HD Street, Sportster. Yeah. No, okay. That's not where we want to go. All right. Let's get out of that because we're going down a rabbit hole.
We got to move on.
Just that out of the
I sort of got a little.
Totally,
just a little bit. Softail Deluxe, buddy. The original classic badass bike.
Badass bike. I would say second excited about is definitely, as I'm looking through all these, which we're going to talk about another one in a second, but this would be number 2 that I'm most excited about now that I look at it as the Fat Bob. If I had money and I was going to buy a Softail, it would definitely be between the Fat Bob and one we're going to talk about here in a minute. Not a lot to say about the Deluxe, like you said, staple.
It's been untouched for years, and it's
white wall tires.
Yep. Low seat,
low rear fender, wrap brown, kind of front fender. It's got that.
There was a day that I lusted for the Deluxe.
Is that right?
Yeah, I really did. I really liked them. It's kind of,
you can dress them up nice too.
You can, and it's more old school kind of.
Old school cholo bike. You can put some big apes on them, some big Carlini apes, and gangster it out. And
that'd be
you
fun.
see a lot of that shit.
I want a Fat Bob. We can't even talk about anything else.
All right. Sport Glide, cool. Got the little front fairing on it.
Yeah, it's like a mini Street Glide.
Like a mini Street Glide, yeah. So not a lot to say there. The Fat Boy staple product, we've said forever. It's cool.
Yeah.
Heritage Classic, of course. Don't see a ton of Heritage Classics around either.
Not anymore. Not when touring bikes are so popular.
Right, because it's, you're looking at 19 for that. If you move up to 25, you could get a Street Glide Special.
Or 21, you can get a Road King.
Right, yeah, true.
A little bit longer frame in the Road King, so you get a little bit more if you're taller.
Right. Good point. Thank you for bringing that up. The Breakout, very cool bike. That would probably be number 3 in this class for me. I've always liked that Breakout. I like the look of that Breakout.
Do you?
Yeah, do you?
I've never been a big fan of the Breakout. I would get a Fat Boy over a Breakout.
Okay.
Because I am a Fat Boy.
Because you are a Fat Boy.
Yeah, so
I would definitely get, God, that's tough. I like the Breakout. I can see a lot of possibilities with that bike, but okay.
There. Do you want to pause for a minute? We're here. Pause for a minute.
Oh my God. Here we are, guys. We have made it down to the brand new, very innovative new bike. You're either going to love it. You're either going to hate it. You're going to hate that Harley is making bikes like this. Or you're going to embrace it, and you're going to understand why Harley is making bikes like this. Whether you want it or you don't want it, or whether you would ever drop a penny on it, it is an innovative bike. It's like a drag racer It's like a drag racer crossed with a fighter jet, Oscar.
That's a badass fighter jet. Not Tom Cruise fighter jet, like the fighter jets that no one knows about.
That's right, dude. That's right. Got to ask for permission to do a flyby when you're riding this thing. Permission for a flyby.
We're going to buzz the tower.
We're going to buzz the tower. That's dating us. That is freaking dating us, dude.
Gulp and stare.
So, dude, had you looked at this bike prior to?
Not prior to your video. I can't. I really have to be fiscally responsible, so I try to stay off of Harley's website because I have a really nice bike that runs well, that gets and it frees my soul. And I damn it, I'm trying to avoid buying a new bike. I'm gonna try and have.
It's like a drag racer crossed with a fighter jet. Are you with me, Goose? Are we going to do this, Goose? Can I be Tom Cruise? What was it? Maverick. I want to be Maverick. You're Goose, dude.
Yeah, Goose and Maverick.
Straight up, dude.
We were we were inverted.
We were yeah, you did do that. Yeah. All right, dude.
There it is. Danger Dan.
Damn, Skippy. I've had too much coffee. Look at it, it's almost empty, dude.
I know, dude. You need to slow down.
It's different. See, if I drink beer, I relax a little bit. When I drink this, I get all amped up, dude.
I think it's more fun sometimes when you're all amped up, dude. You come up with some funny stuff.
I'm gonna go fly my drone, dude, later, and pretend I'm gonna wear my helmet with my visor down.
You need to make a video out of that,
dude. No doubt. Okay, totally freaking ridiculous, dude. All right. So the
80s are over.
Yeah. The 80s will never end, dude. All right. So we are talking about the FXDR 114.
Oh, buddy, that is a totally awesome bike.
21.3 is what it's coming out.
That's okay.
Well, and here's the deal on that. I'm not going to get deep into that, but that was one of the things I brought up on my video. That's going to be, let me start with saying this, and then we're going to get into some of the specifications of it. All right. Unless you have something to say up front.
No.
Okay. So that's going to price that bike out a lot. But with that said, I don't know how many models they're going to produce.
Yeah, right.
I will tell you that I was down at the dealership. They don't have one in yet. They are hoping. They're in short demand. They only had one Street Glide. They had two Street Glides. They had a Street Glide Special with the 114.
Nice.
They had a Road Glide Special with the 114, and right while I was doing my boombox, filming the new boombox GTS system. It's a whole new infotainment system, kind of. But I was filming that. Anyways, they rolled in right while I was there, a brand new CVO Street Glide for $43 price tag. Anyways, what I was getting at is I talked to them about the FXDR 114.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I gave them my name. I'm like, please call me the day you get this in.
Yeah, right.
Because I want to film it. I at least want to get some shots. I want to look at it in person so I can relate to the audience.
Hear it.
Yeah, feel it.
Oh, yeah.
All that kind of shit.
Yep.
And he told me that there's already 5 people on the list to buy it.
I believe it.
Unseen.
Yeah, of course.
So, when I say that they're going to price themselves out, there's always a lot of people with a lot of money still. The economy's good right now. And if the economy was bad, I think it would be different. But because the economy's booming so much right now, I don't think that those things are going to shit on showroom floors. There's just going to be there's going to be some guys that like buying novelty bikes.
But think about
should I call it a novelty bike or not?
Yes.
Is that unfair or is it fair? Okay.
But think about what this bike really is. Not a beginner's bike. So this is a bike that someone who has a lot of experience riding is going to see and go, I have a lot of experience riding, which means I have the money to afford a little bit of a luxury item. And this is a niche bike that scratches an itch.
Right.
Because it's too much power for an entry level bike.
Right.
And it's expensive enough that they're only going to go to people that can afford them. That's it. This is not the bike that some dude's going to go, I want my first Harley to have 120 foot-pounds of torque.
There's going to be some guys, but very few.
Very few. Because they're going to wreck
rich
them.
Guys that just want it in their garage.
Well, and that may be. Maybe they have someone ride it home for them or whatever. But right. You gotta understand, we get on motorcycles with this much power. It's a different, with that much torque.
Right.
Now, you look at the high-end street bikes that do, 250 Hayabusas and stuff. A lot of that power is in the top end.
What was this? Go. Sorry.
Oh, I'm just saying that's a lot of low-end power,
right,
for your average bike rider to handle. So I think they wouldn't price themselves out. That's a pretty good price for that. It'll actually probably allow some people like you and I in that otherwise I couldn't pay $43,000 for a CVO,
right,
but $21,000 for a bike like that I love riding and I have a little, that lets me in. I wouldn't pay $28,000 for it, but $20,000, $21,000 maybe. You save up a few months. Right. Put a little down payment on it. It's not so bad.
I get it, but it has to be, it's kind of, you're not going to tour on it. It's going to be for around town, or if you have access to a track, it's got a really, really niche market for that.
Yeah, right.
It's either you're going to keep it as a novelty and ride it once in a while on the weekends, or you're going to take it on the track. What was the Fat Bob? How many foot-pounds of torque did it have?
Isn't it the same motor? I think it was close.
Yeah, it is the same motor. You're right. It was. Yeah. I agree. It's the 114.
Yeah. So they all should be about the same.
So yeah, it was. And it was close to so it was 119 foot-pounds of torque. So not just this bike, the Fat Bob too, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The 114 is not a starter bike motor.
Right. Exactly. Yes. Yes. Especially for, weighing in at 637 pounds, which brings up a good point. Got a lot of comments on that video. Cause I mentioned in there that it's only 637 pounds.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of guys who are like, only 637 pounds. That's fucking heavy for a motorcycle and they're talking about, they're saying, oh, it's just copying some model of a Ducati. And I don't know, because I'm not that familiar with Ducati, but they're saying, oh, it's a exact copy and Ducati's way lighter. Anyways, that's actually, they're just laughing. Ha ha ha. 637 pounds is not light. What a bunch of crap. That's a heavy bike, blah, blah, blah. I guess competing markets, my response is, you may have a point, but it's light for a Harley.
Yeah, well, yeah, and
it's made of metal.
There's metal on it. There's a distinct difference between my 650-pound BMW and my 850-pound Harley in rideability and in the wind. And that BMW moves all freaking over the place all the time. And my Harley just cruises down the road, whether I'm on it or not. It just cruises straight down the road.
Right.
So guys talk about the ducks and the sport bikes being light. Okay, great. But most of those guys aren't riding those 1,000 miles over a weekend.
Right.
They're riding them to Natchez or whatever and back. And so a little
lunch
wind
and back, yeah.
Yeah, a little wind's okay. Oh, it's a little whatever. But like I'm doing probably 250 a day. Mm-hmm. And that wind sometimes beats the shit out of me on the light bike.
Very interesting.
So there's always a trade-off. So that's a substantial amount that makes it rideable with that much power.
Right. Good points, dude. Good points. So
badass bike.
Yeah, drag-inspired long lean power cruiser. Mm-hmm. Yep, it has exceptional leaning abilities, of course, says Harley, and it's got the 19-inch front tire reduces the effort it takes to steer the bike, and the combination with the rake and the trail and how the tires are tuned to work with the tires and chassis, I should say, and suspension, it handles exceptionally well. These are all things Harley says. It's all about performance. Quote, the person that wants performance and wants that above anything else, unquote, this is the bike for you. Inverted front forks, which I was excited to see.
Sure.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and I guess in the past, Harley at some point did do inverted forks on some other bike, but nonetheless, it's not very often. And good to see those inverted front forks with cartridge damping. Should give you that connected, planted feel, of course, without sacrificing comfort. Got some really badass paint schemes you guys should look at. I love the look of this bike with the exhaust and intake.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Now it's got a fat rear tire. We're going to look at it a little bit here, Oscar, and we are going to go down fast on the straights, agile on the corners. It will blow your senses again.
You know what it reminds me of?
What's that?
It's a Yamaha.
So cool
the Yamaha.
looking.
It reminds me of the VMAX. And the VMAX to this date is one of the coolest,
Yamaha VMAX.
Yes, is one of the coolest bikes. I've always wanted a VMAX, and I'm
pulling up pictures.
Yeah. There it is.
Right
Look
here?
at that. No. The middle.
Okay, hang on. I'm going back. Right here.
Down. That one.
Okay, we're pulling up a picture of.
Look at that.
Let me see if I can.
I'll put them side by side.
Oh, let me. Oops, what did I do? I want to bring that up and expand it for you, so we can do that. Yeah. And then I can disconnect that and move this over. All right, we're just putting them side by side, kind of. It's the best I can do right now, Oscar. But
look at that.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, look at the intake.
It does look like the VMAX. Good point, dude.
How the exhaust sweeps up and the rear end a little bit. And the VMAXs have kind of changed off and on. But
dang, dude, I never realized that.
The VMAX is a totally badass bike, and you see very few of them. And Yamaha made them for like 25 years or something.
No shit.
And one of the fastest production bikes in that category that wasn't a race bike like the Hayabusa or something.
Wow.
Yeah,
dude.
there's crap loads of power.
I'm glad you brought that up because I honestly have probably never seen one on the road.
Yeah, you don't see very many. I want one so bad, but I just never. It's just not a bike I would.
Well, now you got this.
I know, and that's better because of Harley.
Do they make the VMAX anymore?
You know what? I think the last year was like 15. I don't think they make it anymore.
Yamaha. Let's just go and see. Hopefully you guys are having fun sticking with us. I know this episode's going long, but what's new? Hopefully it's good information and it's just bikers having a discussion here. So
we never go all the way left.
Okay.
Motorcycle. Or power assist bicycle. The hell?
Does they have that on there? So Yamaha motorcycles is what no, I don't want your damn email. Okay, we don't want your video to autoplay. I hate it when websites do that shit.
Probably. Wow,
Adventure,
they have a lot of
sports touring. Do they have a search? Yeah, search. Let's do VMAX. See if we come up with anything. 2018.
No. I think the VMAX. Oh wait, there it is right there.
Where?
Yamaha VMAX Sport Heritage Motorcycle.
Where are you looking at?
Next one down.
This one?
Yeah.
It's a 2017.
Yeah. I think that the VMAX is done.
Really?
I mean, I think they first made it in like 85 or something.
Let's do 2018 Yamaha VMAX.
We're totally getting
2000. Oh, right from Yamaha.
Yeah, that was it.
Heritage motorcycle.
Yeah.
VMAX Sport Heritage. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. There it is.
2018.
Yeah.
Right
cool.
here.
Right on. It's a badass bike.
That is a interesting that you bring this. We're so off track. This is awesome. It's actually not off track because this is what motorcycle guys do.
Oh, love motorcycles.
I know people are riding, driving their truck down the road. We got a lot of truck drivers listening. They're just loving it.
So the VMAX looks like it's probably a 107. Or
So
105.
let's look at some of the specs on this and see where we're going. So what is it coming in at? So it's coming in at 18,000. So we're about 3,000 more. Let's move that tab. What are we at on this? 21.3.
Yeah.
So 21.3 on the FXDR 114, and we are 18, right? So there you go. There's the price difference. But what do you want to look at? Specifications?
Yeah. Now, granted, the motors are totally different, but
Correct.
11-to-1 compression, which isn't bad.
Can you see this okay?
Typical 5-speed BS Japanese bikes.
It is, huh? Yeah. that sucks,
stupid.
huh?
Oh, it's a 102. So 102, 103. Basically the same as what I'm riding now.
Right. But the FXDR is a 114 cubic inch, so way bigger motor. And we know that the 107 was 1749 cc.
Yeah.
And so we know the 114 is like around 2000 cc, right?
Probably close, yeah. So what it doesn't say what the
Liquid cooled, 65 degree V4.
Right.
DOHC, 16 valves.
It doesn't say what the output is though. That kind of I'll go down a little bit. Mm-hmm. See power. What does it say? Anywhere in there?
What are you looking for?
Like how much torque and horsepower it provides?
How many foot-pounds of torque?
Hit engine right there.
Engine.
Let's see. Slip.
Let me know if you see it. I'm just slowly scrolling down for you.
No, I don't see.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, that does kind of suck. Be interesting to see what it.
Yeah, we're looking for
horsepower and torque of the 2018.
It should be under engine.
Yeah, you'd think.
You would think, but I don't see it anywhere. Anyways, nope.
Huh.
We're not readily finding it, guys, so we can't give you a comparison there. But probably a fairly fast bike.
Yeah, they're fast.
And what did you see the weight of it? I'm curious on the weight.
Oh no, I didn't.
Chassis.
No dimensions.
Seat height, wheelbase, rake.
683. So it's
683.
Yeah, really not that much different.
It's actually heavier than the FXDR.
Right, a little bit heavier. 50
So see
pounds.
all those people saying it's not light.
It's not a plastic bike. The VMAX is the closest thing out there to the FXDR, and they're neither of them are plastic.
Right. I'm glad you brought it up, dude. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Good, Oscar. Love having you in here. You never know what, because you have some experience with other brands and stuff. So I love that. So there you go, guys. I don't want to spend a whole bunch more time on the FXDR than we already did. Fun bike. I hope to be able to review it on the YouTube channel. I don't know if I'll get a chance because that thing, as fast as it comes in, it's going to go out.
Yeah,
and I know the dealership will probably have my card along with many other cards wanting calls when it comes in, and somehow it'll get forgotten. I'm going to stop by every day at work.
Yeah.
Just drive by and see.
Yeah.
If they got it in, because I definitely want to check that thing out. All right, so let me scroll back down and figure out where we are at.
Touring bikes.
Yeah, we are. Where's my,
up top.
Oh, right there. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. There's our tab right there that we need. Okay. So let's go back. We went into that. We need to back out. Oh, what I wanted to do is one important thing is, I want to know how big that rear tire is on this thing.
Freaking gigantic.
It is gigantic. Let's go to specs and pricing. View all specs and pricing. Let me know if you see it. We'll go engine, dimensions.
Oh, wait, go up.
Dimensions. Oh, tires.
240.
It's a 240. So it's a fat. That's one of the fattest tires Harley has ever had, right?
Yeah, and that translates directly to $1 or $2 for every. So it's like a $400 tire.
Correct.
Which is one of those things that you don't originally think about, but I guess you can get that bike, you can pay for a tire. You're not going to be putting 10,000 miles a year on it.
No, and a lot of people say that back tire, even down at the dealership, will make it ride like shit. Fat tires. But I think by what we said, Harley actually put a lot of R&D and they made it work. Even though it's a fat tire, they made it work with the chassis. They didn't just take a bike and throw a fat tire on it after, like everybody wanted to do years ago.
Yes.
Everybody wanted a fat tire bike because OCC on TV and all that shit. Remember the fat tire?
Yeah.
Yay. But it does look cool.
Yeah.
But I think it comes with this bike, so it was made to work with the suspension and the chassis and the tires. So I wouldn't worry about that too much, guys. So all right, let's move right into our touring lineup here. Let me get down to it. And where are we?
No, you got to go up. Oh, you want to do?
Well, I need to go down here.
I'm going to have to step out for a minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You got to step out? Why? You got to use the restroom?
Oh, yeah. I got to pay.
Well, hang on before you go.
All right.
Oh, yeah. While you're doing that, I'll thank some donations. Of course, we love our patrons. We want you as a patron. We would love to get you to know you better in that private Facebook group. We would like to get you some benefits and all that. But hey, if all you can do is support us via a flat donation, we never balk at a flat donation. We appreciate it so very much. I want to thank the following people: Michael Lizick of Yorba Linda, California, Paul Giunta of Not Sure, and Steve Light. Late, I think is what it is. Thank you so much. lawabidingbiker.com/donate is how you do that, and helps put a little fuel in the Law Abiding Biker gas tank so we can keep this show going on down the road, like us spending our day off on a Saturday afternoon, cranking out an episode for you guys, trying to get the information out. There you go. So with that said, we are going to move right down to the touring model. Now we're in the new studio here. That's all help supported. Some of it, of course, a small portion of it by donations and by patrons. And Oscar can literally step out of this nice air conditioning studio now that we're not in a sweatshop in my bonus room. And he can literally step right out into the shop portion where we film all the videos. And there's a urinal on the wall, and he can literally take a leak right out there. The beer fridge is out there. We're not drinking beer right now, but makes it very convenient, don't you say, Oscar?
Oh, fantastic.
Isn't it just great? 5 years we spent
the old days when you had to have like a signal.
You'd have to go all the way downstairs. It had already been 100 degrees up there because it's a warm day out. So let's move right down into our touring models.
Let's do it.
We'll kind of finish this episode up, guys. So, all right. Where's my other notes here? So we got all the typical, your typical models, and then we'll break it down a little bit more. So, of course, your Road King, which we talked about a little bit, staple bike.
Absolutely venerable. Venerable Road King.
And again, love seeing those things customized with the apes and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, right.
Guys do a lot of stuff with those. Coming in at 19.3, comes with a 107. And, of course, they are making a Road King special this year. And it comes in at $23,000, and it comes with the 114. And so that's what I want to tell you guys.
Yeah, go ahead. That's a good combo. The 114 and the Road King.
Totally, dude.
That's a good combo.
Totally. And of course, with the 114, with the special models, they come blacked out this year, guys. So if you get a regular, there's the Road King special, the Street Glide special, the Road Glide specials, along with the regular Road King, the regular Street Glide, the regular Road Glide. And they all come with the 107. They'll be chromed out. If you move up to the special model, it will be a 114 cubic inch Milwaukee 8 motor, and it will be blacked out. So be aware of that. And they black out the forks, the handlebars, the tanks, the console, and the exhaust. It is a badass looking black Talon. It's cast aluminum wheels. And of course, the specials come stock with ABS brakes.
Don't they all come stock with ABS brakes?
I don't think so. That's an add-on.
What? Really?
Yeah, because they specifically mention it on the special models that it comes with ABS. If you look, let's look.
Your bike has ABS. My bike has ABS.
Yeah, but mine's a special.
Well, mine's a limited.
But you can always add that on. A lot of guys add that on. So let's look. So let's look at a regular Street Glide. Okay.
Dude, I thought ABS was now standard on everything.
So let's look at a standard Street Glide. Get over there. It wasn't on my 2014 special, and I don't think it is.
Wow.
Not on my special. It was on my special, but not on regular. So where are we going here? Specs and pricing. Okay. So we'll go down, view all specs. Hang with us here, guys. So we're going to go down pricing.
ABS
engine.
option go up. $800 for ABS.
Told you. Not see what I mean?
That is
I know.
bullshit, dude. That's stupid. All right.
It is bullshit.
We can move on.
Nope. I absolutely 100% agree. So I thought that's why I had made notes in there. So the special, it does come as part of the package, but of course you pay more for a special.
Sure.
So that makes sense, right? Okay. Yeah. Duh.
Well put.
Well put. All right. Where was I going? So let me go back to my notes. So we got all the special models there. The Street Glide. Oh, the other thing I want to talk about, which I actually edited late into the night. I have been busting my ass. It's a new video overview, what you absolutely need to know on the new Boombox GTS system which is an entire revamp of the boombox system, kinda. It has some cool things. It's all touchscreen now. It has, of course, things lacking. There's things I'm not happy about. Everything you need to know about it. Later this afternoon, I will be pumping that video out. So by the time you hear this in podcast format, that video will have a lot of views and a lot of comments because it's kind of a little bit controversial on some of the things Harley did with the new boombox GTS. But understand that the regular models are coming with some, I think, and I'm not for sure at the time of this podcast, but it's coming with the smaller. I don't know if they made any changes to the 4.3 version of the boombox. It has physical buttons. It's always the smaller unit that comes on, and it wasn't touchscreen. Honestly, I haven't seen a regular Street Glide model to tell you. Actually, well, let's look it up.
There's one there.
So let's look at the. It's all the way at the bottom, usually performance and drivetrain, and then chassis and electric and infotainment. So yeah, so it's still coming. The regular ones are still coming with the old boombox 4.3 non-touchscreen. It's the old technology.
The one that's on your bike, basically.
No.
Oh,
I have the boombox 6.5.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and that comes on the specials. There was always before 2019. So 14 to 18 models have two versions of the boombox. Your regular Street Glides, regular Road Glides came with the 4.3 non-touch screen. It's a small 4.3 inch screen that's got physical buttons. It's not touch screen.
Okay.
And it doesn't have a lot of the stuff like the GPS maps. Okay?
Oh, got it. Okay.
And then on the specials, 14 to 18, it came with the 6.5 touchscreen GPS maps, a bigger screen, a more robust type user interface. So on the 19s now, they've introduced a new version of the 6.5, which is called the boombox GTS. It will come on the special models.
Right.
The other 19 models, the non-special, are coming with the old original 4.3 small non-touchscreen physical buttons from what this website says from Harley. So the new GTS, again, watch the video. Get on the YouTube channel. You definitely, I could talk a whole nother 2 hours on the new boombox. And at some point we will do an episode on that. I'll get somebody in the studio and we'll follow up a little bit on it as more information gets out, but please watch the video if you're at all interested in the new GTS. You'll find the information nowhere else.
My bike has a clock and an FM radio.
I know, dude.
And a 3.5 millimeter jack to plug my phone into.
That's all a guy needs, dude. I know, dude. I remember that on my old Street Glide. The
good old
system.
days.
Good old days. Yeah. Whatever,
fine.
dude.
Whatever.
It works. All right. So let me go back here. What do we got on? So Road King Street Glide. I summed up some of the bikes. You know, of course, like I said, they're coming out black. They do look badass. A lot of guys were mad. You know, just jokingly on the comments. They were like, "Mother." They were I just blacked you know how much money I spent to black my 2018 out?
Yeah. And here they are.
114 black. That's what Harley does to people.
They do. You got to always kind of wait, it seems. And see
they're
what's
smart
coming.
on that because they know a lot of guys are just going to go buy that. Right. A lot of that's marketing.
Yes.
They truly believe that.
Yeah.
If you're interested between the weight between the Street Glide and the Road Glide, $796 for the Street Glide, $820 on the Road Glide. So if my calculator's right, 24 pounds difference, if you're ever wondering about that. Let's go on down here. The Road Glide. Oh, let's talk about this. And then I think we can get out of the touring model. There are some really, really cool paint schemes.
Right.
In fact, I just got to pull this one up, Oscar. And if you guys are on the website, look at the Road Glide special. This right here will make you want to buy, if I can find it, if it's on their website, dude. Oh, where were those pictures?
I like that one
right there, dude.
That's
that orange and black with the Harley-Davidson.
That is awesome.
There's another one with the stars and stripes, and I don't see it. There's another one with the stars. Oh, maybe that was the CVO. Oh, it's the CVO model. Let me go back here. So talking to that, the CVO models, they came. Oh, here it is. The CVO Road Glide. Check this shit out, dude. That's
a badass paint
look
job.
at that number one with stars and stripes, dude.
Hell yes.
That thing is so freaking cool looking, man.
What a nice bike.
Yeah.
And it's a one. Hey, I want to see the specs on it real quick.
Yeah. Specs and pricing.
Yeah, I don't want to see the pricing.
No, you don't want to see the pricing. So 125.
Damn.
It's got the Milwaukee, of course, the CVO models, which are, let me mention it since we're talking about the Street Glide, CVO, the Road Glide, and CVO Limited made the CVO models this year. And yeah, they come with the 117 Milwaukee 8. Those are the only ones. 125 foot-pounds of torque. Yeah, coming in at 850 pounds, the CVO Road Glide. So
pretty impressive.
It is some cool bikes. We won't talk a lot about more CVOs, but those, if you're interested, are the ones that are coming in. I'm not going to talk a lot about trikes, and I know we have trike listeners, unless you want to get into it a little bit. They did make a lot of changes on the trikes.
The freewheeler's a cool looking bike. If you're into a little bit more stripped down, you're not touring as much.
I'm trying to remember some of the things the mechanics were telling me down at the dealership. It comes with, they finally integrated with reflex linked braking.
Finally,
so let's just go into it real quick. I hate skipping over trikes, guys. It's just that I love them and they have a purpose. I don't know a whole bunch about them. So I don't like to, I haven't really looked into them. Let's see what Harley says anything about.
Holy shit. Well, I guess the weight doesn't matter. Yeah, sure. Right.
Milwaukee 114. Yep. Let's look at just view. Oh, wait, let's go back. It said things you need to know about the.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did, but where'd it go?
Things to know about three-wheeled riding.
That's a video.
Okay, let's just go to specs and pricing and see if we can gather anything. I know they've made some changes. I think they made some changes with the drivetrain. And again, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I do remember they did the reflex braking. But there's some others. Anyways, I'm not prepared really to talk about it because I haven't. I'm just looking over the website here really quick to see. Yeah. I don't know if I remember right too, something about suspension, but anyways, they did do some fair upgrades. So if you're a trike guy, I'm sorry, but there's only a couple there. You can go in, do your research and
you pay for it. That's expensive. $37,000.
Yeah, correct.
Wow.
That's not cheap at all. And again, I'm sorry that we gloss over some of that stuff. So
Does the Limited come with is that a 114 option? For not the trike, but just the regular Limited?
Yes. Let's look here. Let's go back. The Ultra Limited?
Yep.
Let's look, Oscar, because I'm pretty sure that's the Ultra Limited.
Yeah, right there.
The Ultra Limited. So it's coming with the 114.
No, that's kind of cool.
Wonder if you can choose. No, it probably just comes with the 114.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So once again, they've smoothed over the CVO line and made it even closer to what you can actually buy.
You're right. Yeah.
A 114.
So you could get the Ultra and then make it your own CVO.
Right.
I like that. I like that a lot. And it is just coming with the 114. Yep.
Which seems to be pretty good. I mean, it's twin cooled, so the heat from the motor is not as big of a deal anymore. That's a nice looking bike.
It is riding machine, dude.
Yeah, right. Made for a lot of miles.
Yeah, very cool. Glad you asked that question and look it up. So we're just taking it out here. Yep, Road Glide Special, Road Glide Ultra, yep, Ultra Limited. And then, of course, yep, check up your trike, roll with confidence, comfort. Yeah, just making sure we're not missing. And we already talked about the CVOs.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And some really, really cool paint schemes on that too. So,
they do a good job with that. They always have. The paint schemes, dude, they come up with some cool stuff.
They do. You can customize till the hilt. Like I say at the top of the episode, those base prices we gave you are exactly that.
Right. Yeah, you're not going to start. I mean, you're not going to finish there.
Base frickin' prices. Wow, Oscar.
Good episode, bro.
I knew it would be a lot of information, and thanks for sticking with me, brother.
Love it. I'd be here all day if I could.
Yep, I'm just looking through to make sure we didn't miss any big points. Nope.
All
and
good.
Again, watch the video because I do have another point about Harley's failure to property market and my rant, which is why that video is getting so, it's got an insane amount. So
you came right out with it.
I did. I did, dude. Call to action. Want to support us, Bikeaholics? Don't forget, we have a dedicated affiliate banner page. lawabidingbiker.com/banners, BANNERS. You go to that page. If you click through any of those banners, that's right, no additional cost to you. We get a small kickback. It does help support this show, support our time here on a Saturday. Bookmark it in your browser. Right now, you can just call it Help Lab or something. lawabidingbiker.com/banners. And then at any time, you can get back there and hit those banners. Don't forget, you can also Amazon Helps us a lot, guys. You can bookmark at lawabidingbiker.com/Amazon. Once you get there, just bookmark it and say Amazon Lab. That way, in your browser, anytime you go to that, it doesn't matter if you're purchasing pink panties. If Oscar, it doesn't matter what you buy. We don't care.
I do like the pink panties.
Right.
I mean, whatever.
I mean,
whatever.
We don't see what you buy. We don't care. We just know that if you purchase, regardless of what you're purchasing, we will get a small kickback. Do all your Christmas shopping under that, whatever. It's that simple. Bookmark at lawabidingbiker.com/Amazon. And we would really appreciate that. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Don't forget, we have the app, the free app. It's the easiest way to listen. Of course, you can listen in iTunes and Stitcher Radio. Rate us there. Our ratings are going through the roof on Google and all that. lawabidingbiker.com/app is how you get there. It doesn't matter if you're Android or you are iOS. There's apps there. There's ways to listen. Google Podcasts. Google stepping up their game, and they just came out with Google Podcasts. So instead of the Google Play music and all that, guys, Google Podcasts is doing some things for Android. They're really trying to up their game because iTunes owns that right now. Majority of listeners through those podcasts are listening through iTunes and all that kind of stuff. But check it out. We've got a link on that app page for you on how to get it in Google Podcasts, which is Google Android's new podcast dedicated app. And of course, I was all over that because we want to make it as easy as we can for you guys to listen. But again, both platforms, we have our own free app. You can call us right from that app. You can email us, all that kind of stuff. Thanks for everybody that left a voicemail and emails. We are getting to those. Thanks, Oscar, for being in the studio.
Hey, thanks for having me, all y'all.
You ready for a second one? No,
yeah, 10,
today.
12 more.
I got look at this, 15, 16 tabs open, bro.
Every other week, we're on it.
All right, guys. Hope you're well, and I definitely hope you are out there getting some riding. And get your knees in the breeze. It frees the soul. We're out of here.